Welcome back everyone to another All Sports Culture YouTube video. V3 of our bracket predictions. It's gonna be a lot of changes in this video. A lot has changed over the past week that I want to discuss and show you guys. So that's what we'll be doing here. We have one more of these series that we'll do. We'll do one this week and then one next week, and then the tournament starts. So it's coming up on us fast. So I'm very excited for March Madness to start. I know all of you guys are excited too. Just a reminder that All Sports Culture is going to be doing a huge bracket challenge that you guys are not going to want to miss out. So make sure you guys are following the Instagram and stay up to date with that. So with that, let's get into our V3 of our bracket predictions.
Before we get started with this video, I just wanted to say this video is brought to you by Prize Picks, the simplest form of fantasy sports betting right now. You pick 2 to 5 players and can win up to 10 times on any entry. It allows multi-sports, so you can do Mahomes over on fantasy points and an under on LeBron James. If you sign up using the code ALLSPORTS, you'll receive an instant deposit match of up to $100. Check it out on the App Store or web browser. Prize Picks. Use code ALLSPORTS for up to $100 deposit.
Gonzaga and North Carolina A&T Prairie View. Was it Prairie View I bet on? I think I bet on Prairie View this past weekend, and the spread was like 12.5, and they won by 12, so I missed by half a point, which was upsetting, but that doesn't matter. Gonzaga's winning. Loyola Chicago and UConn. I kind of glanced at this before I made the video, and I don't know, because UConn's been playing very well. Who'd they just beat? They just killed a team. Going blank on my mind. And then they beat... Oh my gosh, I'm going blank. They beat Seton Hall, I remember. And then they just got a huge win this weekend. So UConn's been playing very well. And I've discussed how UConn's a very sleeper-like team to win the Big East. But Loyola Chicago just got a huge win over Drake today to win their conference championship. Loyola is very good. Like, that team is not just a team that's like a very good team in a small conference. Chicago's like a 20th ranked team in the country. They're very good. I'm going to go Loyola Chicago. I think I had Loyola Chicago not winning last week as like an 11 seed, which is kind of weird because I'm having them win as an 8 seed here. I don't know. But Loyola Chicago is what I'm going to go here. Florida State and then Boise State Xavier. Florida State, they played terrible against Notre Dame. It wasn't necessarily like Notre Dame played fantastic, and I'm not discrediting the Fighting Irish at all because they won that game, but Florida State looked horrible. They couldn't make a shot. The defense was not good, and that's kind of what they've gone, like, that doesn't sum up their whole season, though, because they are usually a team, like I've said in the past. You look at the game against Virginia, they were shooting the ball extremely well. Which Florida State team are you going to get? The one against Notre Dame or the one against Virginia? Because a lot of people were saying that Florida State is now the best team in the ACC. I kind of think that belongs to Virginia after what we saw from Florida State on Saturday. But do they get a first round win? I don't know. I'm gonna go Boise State. The Mountain West is very intriguing. I'm kind of a fan of it. Who knows what's going to happen there? They're disrespecting Colorado State and Utah State, in my opinion. Joe Lunardi and kind of all bracketologists. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm using Joe Lunardi's, which was updated this past Sunday at like 10:45 p.m. Just wanted to go with his. But anyway, Boise State, I kind of like in them out west. Florida State, I don't know though. It could just be me. Let me decide for like 2 seconds. It could just be me overreacting about this Florida State team. I kind of think it is. I'm going to go Florida State. I do think this game will be closer than some people think, though. Boise State is a good squad, but I think Florida State is going to ultimately win close. I was going Florida State at first, but I kind of realized the overreaction there was evident for Florida State. They're still a good team. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. UCSB and Purdue. It's kind of weird because I'm going like all favorites so far, but I'll go Purdue. I love the Guachos in California, Santa Barbara, and one of All Sports Culture, one of our posts that we just made on our Instagram, I made the list. I had UCSB as our second best, like our second team to make a Cinderella run in March Madness. And that's weird because obviously right now I'm not picking them to win, but I love this Purdue squad. 4th in the Big East right now, or what am I saying, Big Ten right now. They're rolling. I really think that with a loaded Big Ten, I seriously think that this Purdue team could win the Big Ten. They won't because of how many great teams, like I said, is in that conference, but watch out for the Boilermakers. They're fun. BCU, Tennessee, here's where we'll get our first upset. BCU is always a team that you kind of see in the tournament, and I kind of think they get the upset here. Texas and Georgia State, I'll go Texas. I said I think Texas is a little overrated. I still kind of think that, but Texas and the win they got over Oklahoma this past week was very evident to see that they are still a great team, deserving of the 3 seed. They're a tall team. They're going to be good. I mean, they'll probably beat this VCU team in the next round. We'll get there, but Texas are good. Wisconsin, UCLA. I'll go Wisconsin. UCLA has not been playing well recently, and Wisconsin, I think that the way they competed against Iowa today, I'm saying that today because I'm recording this Sunday night, shows they can be a first-round winning team. Ohio State, Southern Utah, Ohio State. We'll go down here. Illinois and Nicholas State and Hartford. I'm going to go Illinois. What a win the Fighting Illini. That's what it is, right? Got against Ohio State. A lot of bettors were liking Illinois +2. I kind of didn't. I've always been someone who's like on the Ohio State train for all, and you guys know that if you've seen the videos. Like I've been on that Buckeyes train for the whole year. They haven't been playing well. Obviously, they couldn't get a win against Illinois. We saw that against Michigan. We saw that against Iowa. They're now 5th in the Big Ten, and there's plenty of concerns for this Ohio State team now. But regardless, let's focus on Illinois. They're fantastic. Ayo Dosunmu, best closer in college basketball. That's all I got to say. LSU and UNC. Honestly, this could be game of the first round. LSU, I've said so many times, an incredible offensive team. But UNC, I just saw what they did to Duke. And I'm sorry, but... Oh, wrong team. But I'm sorry, but UNC, they're almost like a sleeper now to win the ACC tournament. I would not be surprised if they're rising and they're no longer a 9 seed going into Selection Sunday, and they're higher than that 9 seed. Creighton and Colorado State, Drake. All right, so I know all of you know I was riding Creighton big time last week. I still like Creighton, do not get me wrong, but I watched them against Villanova, and I'm not going to let one game totally dictate how I feel about a squad. But it did raise some concerns, especially because when they were getting closer to, Villanova was kind of blowing the lead per se, they didn't really take advantage of it. Bad first half, good second half. Couldn't get the win, though. I like Creighton here. Like I said, I was just praising, I talked about Colorado State. I said how they're kind of a sleeper team. Drake, even though they just lost to Loyola Chicago, we saw what Drake does. They don't lose a lot, especially they don't lose against the spread. But I'm going to go Creighton here. Oklahoma State and UNC Greensboro. Easy pick. Oklahoma State. Surprised they're honestly not higher than a 4 seed. Oklahoma State is rolling right now, and they just proved against West Virginia they don't need Cade Cunningham to prove that. USC and Michigan State. Michigan State are just on another level right now. Beating Michigan, they look great. They've looked great for the second half of the season. They were once, 4-8? I feel like that's wrong. Maybe 4-8 in the Big Ten? It was not good. This Michigan State, the back end of the year, has been great. Like I've said, January, February, Izzo, April. Tom Izzo dominates March. We've seen that year in and year out. It's going to happen this year. Michigan State's a team that I can honestly see kind of going far. Don't think they will, but they're great. West Virginia, Colgate. I'll go West Virginia. BYU and Rutgers. I was kind of looking at BYU because I was looking at Gonzaga earlier, and obviously BYU and Gonzaga, you see the connection. They're the same conference. But Rutgers aren't terrible. Rutgers is a kind of wild card team. First half of the year, they were great. They've kind of fallen off a cliff, but they aren't like a bad team per se. I'm gonna go BYU. I think I'm gonna go BYU. We'll do that. Alabama, Siena. I'm going to go Alabama. Let's go over to this side. I feel like I'm spending so long on these first-round matchups, but it's okay. Houston, Bryant. Houston's one of my favorite teams heading into the tournament. They are honestly a national championship contender for me. For what they did offensively against South Florida through the week, was it this week or last week? Might have been last weekend. And then they won by the buzzer beater. Was it yesterday, I think? Houston are great. They're so fun. They're insane on the offensive side of the ball. Clemson, Maryland. I'm going to go Clemson. I'm a Terps fan, for you guys don't know. But this Terps team has not been playing well. But more specifically, these two teams already met in the beginning of the season. And Clemson handed it to them. So I'm going to go Clemson. Arkansas, Morehead State. I'm finally going Arkansas. I know you guys are upset because I haven't gone Arkansas. I think I had upsets against Arkansas for the past 2 videos I've done. But this Arkansas team they're unbelievable. I think it was yesterday, almost lost when they shouldn't have. Couldn't even tell you the opponent they had. I'm going blank now. It might have been Vandy? Not going to look it up. But Arkansas, they're great. I saw this. I saw a comment on one of our videos. It was like, you said Arkansas, this is like their best team ever. You obviously haven't seen what they've done in the early stage. I think it was like before, what is it, like the 80s you said? I was saying Arkansas, this is one of the best kind of squads we've seen from Arkansas, and more specifically recently. Can you name a time recently when Arkansas has had this much talent on a basketball squad? You can't, and that's why Razorback fans should be very excited, because this isn't just a good team, it's a great team in Arkansas. Oregon and Wichita State. I love Oregon, but I'm going to go Wichita State. Wichita State was one of the teams I put in that can make a Cinderella run in March Madness. I stand by that. Really think that Wichita State is a very good team. Liberty and Kansas. I'm going to go Kansas, but I wouldn't be surprised if Liberty win. I might change it to Liberty. Let me think for a second, because this Liberty team just won their conference championship, and they're no fluke. They don't lose a lot of games. But this Kansas team, I said it last video we did, this Kansas team has really emerged into what we thought we'd see from them in the first half of the season. I just don't see a Bill Self Kansas squad losing first round. But it's March, so I'm going Liberty. I'll go Liberty. Colorado, Toledo. I'll go Colorado. I feel like I haven't been giving Colorado a lot of love in these videos, so here's your love, Colorado fans. You get the win here. Virginia Tech and Florida. I've always been a fan of Virginia Tech. They haven't been playing incredible recently, and they kind of, I don't want to say inconsistent, but they kind of are. Florida, they're a weird. These two teams. Obviously, highly respected conferences, SEC, ACC. Kind of inconsistent squads, but like not really. They're just kind of like not great. I'm going to go Virginia Tech. Michigan, Siena, I'll go Michigan. Iowa, Grand Canyon, I'll go Iowa. San Diego State, Louisville. San Diego State is one of my favorite teams in the tournament. Favorite teams. Villanova, South Dakota State. I'll go Nova. Nova's a concern, though, with no Colin Gillespie for the remainder of the year. Oklahoma, Georgia Tech. Love Georgia Tech. At this point, they're not even like a sleeper to win the ACC. The ACC is such a mess. This Georgia Tech team has been heating up at the right moment. Beat Duke on their senior night. They're awesome. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma has been playing really bad recently. Saw that against Texas, saw that against Oklahoma State. And like I said, maybe it's because they're playing these great squads while they're losing, but at some point you got to get a win. At home against Texas, I believe it was. You kind of had to win that game. Texas proved they were the better team in the Big 12. I'm going to go Georgia Tech. Western Kentucky, Virginia. I'm going to go Virginia. Winthrop, Texas Tech. Easy Winthrop. I love this Winthrop team. They just secured their ticket. They don't lose a lot of games in the regular season. I'm picking Winthrop, and don't be surprised if I pick them in the next round too. That's a hint for you guys. Baylor, Northeastern, I'll go Baylor, and then Missouri, St. Bonaventure, I'll go the Bonnies. I like this Bonnie squad. Not to say I don't like Missouri, but I've talked about Missouri plenty of times and how, which Missouri are you going to get, the one against Alabama or one that we've seen throughout the year. Gonzaga, Loyola, Chicago. Gonzaga. Florida State, Purdue. I'll go Purdue. I picked the two favorites here, but self-explanatory. Florida State. Like I said, maybe it's overreaction, but I really love this Purdue squad. I think Purdue can go very far in the tournament. I really think they can compete with Gonzaga in the Sweet 16 if they end up getting here. And obviously they're competing against a very elite squad in Florida State. Not very elite, though, against Notre Dame, but elite that we've seen in the regular season in the ACC. BCU in Texas. I'm going to go Texas. I do think this game will be a little bit closer than the average person would think. And I don't know, maybe it's just me thinking that like Texas is still overrated, but I kind of think I got to get that narrative out of my head, especially from what I saw from the Longhorns during the week. This Texas team is good. I think they'll get a win against VCU. Wisconsin, Ohio State. See, I'm only picking the favorites right now, but I guess this will be our non-upset side of the bracket. But I'll go Texas, Ohio State. This game will be closer than I think some people think, though. I'm saying that for every game. Never mind. Ohio State's going to be by 40. I got to change something up. Ohio State's going to win that game. Illinois, UNC. I'll go Illinois. UNC, the Cinderella run's going to end. It's unfortunate, but not even a Cinderella run. What am I saying? They beat LSU, and then they can't beat Illinois. Creighton and Oklahoma State. You're all surprised. I know I'm going to get a comment about this. Be like, what? How would you have Creighton in the Final Four and now losing in the round of 32? It's not more of me disliking Creighton. It's just me realizing how great this Oklahoma State team is. Oklahoma State is heading in the right direction. They're getting hot really fast. And the Creighton squad that I saw, Marcus Zagorowski didn't really look great against Nova. He looked great against whoever they played yesterday. And I'm going blank, but he played incredible. I think dropped 30 points. Creighton got a great victory, easy win. I just don't think that comes against an Oklahoma State team that is thriving at the right time. Cade Cunningham is great. And the thing is, we all said, I was talking to my friend about this. The whole question we had was, we felt they relied too much on Cade. That's not a problem anymore. You go to West Virginia, you beat them there? A West Virginia squad that almost beat Baylor? Oklahoma State are for real. They're great. All right, Michigan State, West Virginia. I'm going to go Spartans. That's crazy. I don't know what. West Virginia fans are going to be upset because you guys have a great squad, don't get me wrong, but it's March. I saw another comment too that was cracking me up. It was like, this guy next video is going to pick a 16 seed over one, and his reasoning's going to be, it's March, baby. Which was, I was cracking up at that. But in all honesty, it's true though. And if I pick every favorite, then I know my bracket's going to be wrong. You got to throw in some upsets here and there, and I hope you guys watching understand that. But this was Michigan State team. They're great. I mean, they're getting, like I've said, I talked about Michigan State with USC in the first round. They're getting hot at the right moment. A very deserving and not a dominating, I'd say, but they controlled the game against Michigan today. So this Michigan State team, Tom Izzo is going to do his thing against West Virginia, and I think they win this game. BYU and Alabama, I'll go Alabama. Let's go to this side. Houston, Clemson, I'll go Houston. Wichita State and Arkansas. I'm going to give some... I don't know. I want to go with the Shockers. They'll shock Arkansas here. But I feel like it's only right because I have not done Arkansas well or right in the past two videos. I'm going to do them right here, and they are deserving to go to the Sweet 16 because of the talent they have on that squad. Colorado and Liberty. I'm going to go Liberty. Colorado, I've talked about how much I like the Pac-12. I'm not even kidding you guys. I was like the biggest Colorado supporter last year. I thought that Colorado squad was unbelievable. And maybe if I do more research, I'll start to love this Colorado squad like I did last year. But I kind of have fallen in love with like other squads per se. Obviously, we saw that with Creighton. I'm kind of loving Houston now. Arkansas. I mean, I don't love them per se, but I've talked about how much I think they're great. So maybe Colorado can turn into one of those teams, but this Liberty team, I've talked about how good Liberty are. They are very good, and I don't want people to discredit them because of the conference they're in. I think Liberty win this game. It's March. They're getting the upset. Michigan, Virginia Tech. I'll go Michigan. San Diego State and Iowa. San Diego State have won something like 11 in a row. They are cruising in the Mountain West. San Diego State, the days of Kawhi Leonard are coming back. And, you know, as a 7 seed, I think the upset. I understand people are going to get mad. Iowa are cruising. They just got to win against Wisconsin today. They beat Michigan. But San Diego State is a tough matchup for this Iowa squad. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think any team that plays San Diego State, because even take Louisville for an example. Louisville have been playing great basketball. They played, I don't care what anyone says, Virginia at Louisville was a very tough game for Virginia. It was almost like a trap game, it seemed like, for so many people. And Virginia dominated that game, and a lot of credit goes to Virginia, but this is kind of to show how good that Louisville team is. A lot of people thought that they were going to get the upset. Louisville team, they're good. Don't get that twisted. San Diego State, I think, beat them. I think they beat Iowa, too. I think the San Diego State are great. This team is great. I had Iowa, and that's the thing is, like, a lot of the predictions I have here are just matchup dependability, or, you know, whatever the word is you want to use. Because if Iowa was playing a Clemson, I'd easily pick Iowa. I think San Diego State is a much better 7 seed than Clemson. It's just unfortunate circumstances that they got to play a team like that. Moving on, though. Doesn't matter. Georgia Tech, Villanova. I might do it. I'm not a fan of this Nova team, especially with Gillespie going down, or Gillespie. I can't say his name. I'm terrible with pronunciation, by the way, so forgive me. And the Nova team, they just don't look great. We saw that this weekend with, who they play? Providence, I think they played. Lost that game. Providence was beating them way early on, too. This Nova team, a lot of people were calling for them being overrated, and I know in the first video I had them beating Michigan. What am I thinking? Changes. My mind changes. This changes. You got to realize that, guys. Georgia Tech, San Diego State. That is the most March Madness Sweet 16 ever. I love it. Winthrop, Virginia. Talk about upsets. Winthrop getting here. Then the Bonnies and Baylor. I'll go Baylor. So look at this side compared to this side. Or compared to this side. Gonzaga, Purdue, Texas, Ohio State. The 4 seeds we thought. Then we have a 1 seed, a 12 seed, a 7 seed, or 11 seed, and then a 7 seed. March, baby. I love it. All right, Gonzaga and Purdue. I think Purdue are going to play Gonzaga extremely tough. I honestly, like I said, would not be surprised if Purdue wins this game, but I'm going to go Gonzaga. Texas, Ohio State. Ohio State's concerning. Like, I don't know who said it. It was someone at CBS, and they brought up a good point. They were like, it was weird that a month ago, we were so certain that this Ohio State Buckeye team was going to make the Final Four. You got to be very hesitant now to put them in your Final Four. I'll go Texas. Weird that I'm putting a team that I kind of think is overrated in my Elite Eight, but that'll change when we get to the Elite Eight. But it's crazy. Illinois, Oklahoma State. I'm riding Oklahoma State. I think they get to the Elite Eight. I would love to see Cade Cunningham perform so well deep in the tournament, solidify kind of his spot as the number 1 overall pick. That'd be fun. Alabama, Michigan State. I think the run ends for Michigan State. I'll go Alabama. So, wow. Illinois, great, though. I'm kind of hesitant. I was so quick to pick Oklahoma State, but why do I continually write off Illinois? Why aren't they a Final Four team? What else do they need to prove? That's weird. I was literally just like, Cade Cunningham, Oklahoma State is going to solidify. Obviously, I think that'll be a good game. I'll go Illinois, though. They've been kind of a team that I've been kind of doing dirty for no reason whatsoever. But this is... All right, I'm not even kidding. I got to think about this one again. All right, give me like 10 seconds because both teams are unbelievable. I think this would be the game of the tournament. I'll go Illinois. But don't be surprised if Oklahoma State wins that game. Arkansas, Houston. Michigan, Liberty. Michigan. So here we got the 1 and 2 seed, 1 and 3 seed, and then I'm going to have like the 1 and 7. So maybe I do have to throw it off a little bit. And look, I don't want you guys like saying in the comments like you're only picking Oklahoma State because you don't want a 1 seed there. But it's like, I got to have some craziness in this. I talked about this in the first thing I did. Or in the first, bracket video I did. I had like 4 1 seeds in my Elite 8. It's kind of like, is that going to happen? Of course it's going to. All right. I'm overthinking this. I'm sorry to you guys. I'm overthinking this. Just go with my gut. All right? And just see what happens. My gut was telling me Illinois. I'm going Illinois, okay? I don't care that all 1 seeds are in the Elite 8. It's deserving. They're 1 seed for a reason. I can't always just say it's March. So I apologize. All right. Up here. San Diego State, Georgia Tech. San Diego State. Baylor and Winthrop. I'll go Baylor. Love that Winthrop squad, though. I think they get killed in this game, but like getting to the Sweet 16 for Winthrop is incredible. All right, Elite 8. Gonzaga and Texas. Easy pick going Gonzaga. Gonzaga is still the best team in the country until they prove me otherwise. There's no reason for me to not believe they're not going to the Final Four. Illinois and Bama. I'll go Illinois. I mean, Illinois they beat good teams. There's no other way to describe it. They beat Michigan, beat Ohio State, both on the road. You got to give props to that big time. Ayo Dosunmu was so fun. Kofi Coburn. It's a great squad. Houston, Michigan. I apologize, but I'm going Michigan, and I'm really not like hesitant to pick that. Houston, I've talked about. Quentin Grimes, unbelievable what he does offensively. What he did against UCF was great. And this Houston squad, I just think is a huge sleeper. I don't know what the odds are on them getting to the Final Four. I'll have to check that out, but I like this a lot. I'm knocking on wood right now. So in case any of you guys do that, don't blame me. But this Houston squad are fun. And Michigan, you have to have concerns about this Wolverine squad. We were so confident on them. I was getting so many comments that are like, how do you not have Michigan kind of going to the national championship or your Final Four game in the first video? And I don't think I'm going to get that now because what I saw from them in the past 2 games have not been good. It's concerning. Baylor, San Diego State. I honestly kind of want to go San Diego State. I'm going to do that. But the thing is, Baylor have been playing great recently, and I don't want to disrespect them. But it's March. I'm going to go San Diego State. And a lot of it's kind of like, I would have 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed in. And I just think if San Diego State kind of goes on this crazy run, it's going to continue. I'm wearing the South Carolina jacket, which is funny because South Carolina they were a 7 seed too. They made it to the Final Four. I'm going to say that happens with San Diego State too. Baylor, I'm sorry for all you Baylor Bear fans out there. You guys have a great squad. Obviously, you're going to be heavy favorites to make it to the Final Four. Probably national championship, but gonna go San Diego State. Gonzaga, Illinois. Oh, what a tough decision. But I'm gonna go with the team that has proved time in and time out that they are the best team in the country. They're deserving of that. You look at the roster; they have loads of top 10 talent. I think they have like 4 top 10 players in the country. Gonna go with that. I think this would be an unbelievable Final Four game, though. Illinois, I'm kind of riding this train. Wasn't really riding the Fighting Illini, but like to make it to the Final Four for a little while now, but no reason now to not believe that. San Diego State, Houston. I'll go Houston. And then a Gonzaga-Houston final, which is not like a blue blood final at all, which sums up 2020-21 college basketball season in a nutshell. I think Gonzaga is a blue blood, but they're not like this like UNC Duke kind of squad. You know, that's a high market squad that's always been good. So, you know, then Houston, if we want to go back to 1983, imagine that would be kind of cool. Houston gets back to the national championship. They try and redeem themselves for what happened in 83, but be kind of the same outcome. I think Gonzaga is going to win this game. I kind of think it wouldn't be extremely close too. They win by like 10. So with the final score, I'm going to go 74-63. Oh, I can't type. 74-63. Gonzaga would win that game. I think it just kind of would show they are the best team in the country, and the final score would obviously show that. That's going to be it. I'll quickly kind of not go through every game, but just show you guys quickly what I picked on each side, just so you can kind of look back on it. One more of these, and I just realized I did not even do the first four. I told you guys though who I think will win the first four games though. So, but yeah, this one we published. We got one more, which will be my official March Madness bracket, because next Sunday is Selection Sunday. It's all coming so fast. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited. March Madness is my favorite time of the year, obviously, because I've made 4 videos of it in the past month. But you guys seem to love this series, so I'm going to continue doing so. So thank you guys for the tremendous support that we've gotten over these videos and for the whole YouTube. It's been outstanding and it's been incredible. So I thank you guys for that. Just a reminder, All Sports Culture on Instagram is going to be doing the bracket challenge, so make sure you guys follow All Sports Culture and stay up to date with that. But thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.